Hello everybody. Today I want to show you how to install WSL. Now, what is WSL? In case you have assignments for computer architecture, computer organization, or any other low-level class where you're required to use C, C++, or any other utility that's more specific to Linux or Unix-based systems like Mac OS, any sort of Linux distributions, you have two options if you have Windows. Well, three. One is quit Windows and fully boot Linux. Another one is dual boot, and the third one is virtualizing Linux. We have another option which pretty much just installs the command line for Linux, and from there you can install other utilities and GUI applications, which is called Windows Subsystem for Linux. It's kind of like dual booting as well as virtualizing, but pretty much it installs Linux natively. It's hard to explain, but it's pretty much faster than virtualization and way easier than dual booting. And I'm going to show you how to install it. So the first thing that you want to do is go to your PowerShell. Okay, let me clear it here. So you want to type first WSL. So first let's look at the help option. So we're going to type dash dash help. Here it's going to give us a bunch of things that we can, a bunch of things that we can use. We can check distributions. We can check debug the shell, install different distros. We can, sorry, we can see the different options available, shut it down, see the version of WSL. We can export a distro, we can import. Most important ones that we're going to be using is install, list, and online. So pretty much install is going to be to pretty much actually install our distro. Online is going to be to check the distros online, and list is going to let us know what distros are available. So in order to install WSL, we're going to first check the distros available. So WSL dash dash list dash dash online. Here we see all the lists, all the distributions available. So we have Ubuntu, Debian, Kali, Ubuntu, the other versions of Ubuntu, Oracle Linux, OpenSUSE. There's a lot of them that are not available, like mainly Red Hat based distributions as well as Arch based, but you should be good with Ubuntu for your classes. Now, in order to install it, let me just clear the terminal. You're going to type WSL. We're going to use the option install, so dash dash install dash D for the distribution. And we're going to type the name of the distribution that we want to install. In this case, we're going to type Ubuntu. Okay. This is going to take a while, especially because internet may be slow. Some other processes may be hogging up some memory and stuff. So for example, here I have Power Toys. I do keep it open because of some stuff because of my key bindings, but here we see that everything is installed. For you, it may take a while. It's gonna go through a couple of screens, but if you have problems, you can see my contact information in the description as well as the GitHub repo that I'm gonna leave. Okay, so first of all, you want to put in Unix username. So pretty much this is gonna be your login credentials. I usually put pills. Why? Don't ask me. Just kind of randomly came for it with it. But you can use your Windows username. You can use whichever username you want to use. Here you want to type your password. Now your password's going to be invisible and it's going to appear that the cursor's not moving. Don't worry, just make sure that you type your password well. And, and once you do, just hit enter, retype that password. Okay, and everything was installed successfully. You should be seeing something like this, which is pretty much your username, the name of your computer, and here's your directory. Now this tilde, it's pretty much your home directory. So pretty much is where you have uh, so pretty much is your it's kind of like your user on Windows where you have documents and desktop and all of that. This right here, this first dash is pretty much like your C drives, like C to C colon dash and so on. I may go in depth later on about this and how to access on Windows files, but okay. Now that is how you install it. Now, how do you actually start using it? So the first thing that you want to do is update it. So in order to update it, I'm gonna give you a command, which is gonna be, sorry, I'm gonna give you a command that's gonna be in the GitHub repo as well as the HTML documents that I'm gonna give you. So for that, you type sudo. Sudo is pretty much to give administrator permissions to the user, in this case yourself. So sudo apt, which is your package manager, which is the one that handles pretty much all your programs and packages in your system. Then we're going to use the option up. Then we're going to do an update. Type and sudo apt upgrade. Oh yeah, and this and is pretty much run this command and this command, and we're gonna type dash y because if we don't type dash y, it's pretty much gonna pull up a prompt that's gonna tell us do you actually want to install this, yes or no. This automatically gets rid of this prompt. Then we're gonna type and again to run another command, sudo apt auto clean to pretty much clean up your packages and sudo apt auto remove. So pretty much auto remove is going to remove any old packages that you have. Pretty much this is just if you want to see it in a more practical ways, up updating all your applications. I'm gonna tell you a way to make it a little bit easier to update later on, and you want to do this update before you install any kind of application. So we run it. It's gonna ask us for a password. Okay. And anytime that you run anything with sudo, it's gonna ask you for your password. So here we go. You see that it's pretty much pulling some stuff from repos. It's okay. Still updating. It does take a while. Okay, so pretty much as you see, the progress will be a little bit slow. In the meantime, while that's updating, I'm gonna go over some other stuff. So pretty much how do you access it? Now, in order to do so, you can just pretty much type Ubuntu in your PowerShell, which is what I usually do. You can look for WSL. Here, you can type Ubuntu. It's gonna open up the Ubuntu terminal. You have various ways of accessing it, and it's pretty practical. Now, the other thing that sorry, The other thing that you may want to check is configuration files. Configuration files are going to help you make aliases and exports. That is to pretty much maybe run multiple commands with one single alias, or make pat shortcuts to so pretty much just making shortcuts to your paths, as well as to sorry, to create pretty much shortcuts on running multiple commands. So for example, these things you can pretty much I have it mapped in my configuration file to be one single sorry, to be, you just pretty much type full updates, press enter, and it does the whole thing for you. Now, if you want to remove all output from terminal, you just type clear, and that should be good. Okay. Now, just a little bit, just a quick tip. There's one thing. I'm gonna leave two things that you may want to include in your configuration file once you once you fully install WSL. So the first thing that you want to, sorry, there's two pretty useful commands that you may want to include. Well, shortcuts, I would say. One, it would be the full update one. The other one, it will be accessing your Windows files, because you can actually access your Windows files. Now, if we type pwd, we have your Linux file. So home, home pills. So pretty much home and my username. So if you want to access your Windows directory, you want to type cd /mnt. So mount. Mount pretty much it's for USBs and external devices. What you want, there's a little bit of a problem with MNT, if I'm honest with you, is that sorry, there's a little bit of a caveat. So pretty much your Linux system treats Windows as if it was a USB. So what you need to do is go to mount and type C. It would be lowercase c. And if you see here, it's pretty much gonna show you everything that's under your C drive. You want to type users, then your username, whichever your username may be, and then whichever folder, I don't know, documents or OneDrive. Uh, it would depend. I would recommend you to make that a shortcut, and I'll show you how to do it in your sorry BIM in your Bash RC. Now, in order to okay, so now we actually want to use a couple of applications. You want to install some applications before you actually start developing and doing some work. So we already updated, but remember, whenever you want to install a new application, even if it's just something that you type in the command line, you want to do the full update. So you want to, so to install, we use sudo apt install, and then we can just type all the applications we want. So the mains that you want to use is Git. You want to also install GCC, BPP if you want to do what's the name? Sorry, you want GPP if you want to do C++ development, GTB to debug C and C++ programs. You also want to install DOS to Unix. I'll explain a little bit. Well, let me explain that real quick. So Windows handles files a little bit different from Unix systems. So pretty much this just formats your Windows files or any files that it has been in your Windows computer into Unix. format. So pretty much so Linux, and so you can work with it on Linux whenever you're compiling a C program or a shell script. There's a couple more that you may want to install. So for example, Python 3. There, if you have anything else that you want to install. So for example, I would like to install Scala, any compiler that you want. So we'll just press enter. Okay, I'm just going to press enter here. So this is a prompt that I was telling you earlier. Okay, as you may see, it does take a while to install because it takes all the dependencies. Sorry, it takes all the dependencies, fetches all the files, make sure to synchronize all the packages, check that everything is up and running. Sure, looks like everything is good. Okay, everything looks good. If you want to test if something that you install is available, you just type the name and dash B. Or some of them, it complains a little bit more, and you just type dash dash version. But dash dash version should work with all of them. Two other ones that you may need as well, especially if you're in the FOSS club. That'd be okay. So we're gonna sudo apt install bim and emacs. So we type yes. One should take a little bit less. Okay. So we're gonna clear. Okay, everything's fine. Now for Java, it's a little bit weird because pretty much what we have here. So you want to type the Java C for your Java compiler and do dash dash version. Here it's gonna prompt you to install various versions. I would recommend you to install whichever is required for your project. So just copy and paste this command. Just select the line with the version that you want. Copy. Oh yeah, and to copy, you just do Control Shift C instead of Control C. Control C is to terminate a program. So Control Shift C, and to paste Control Shift B. In my case, I'm gonna install 21. Okay. Okay. As I tell you, my internet's a little bit slow, but yours is faster. Should be ready in no time, and as you see, still pretty fast, but it does take a little bit. Now, as I tell you, if you want to run it here, you can just type WSL in your Windows PowerShell, or you can just type Ubuntu. I'm more used to typing Ubuntu, and it just creates that. So now, if you want to customize your bash, so pretty much your terminal, what you're gonna be doing is you want to edit your bash or cbot file. In order to do that, so you're gonna type vim, or if you want to edit it in VS Code, it's up to you. I'm gonna show you how to open that one, how to use VS Code as well here. But first, so vim. We're gonna use this tilde. Pretty much you want to all your dot files, or pretty much all your configuration files, you want to have it in your home directory, which is signified by the tilde. dash dot bash rc. As you see, there's a lot of configurations that Windows already sets by default. Gonna add two more things. So the first thing that I want to add, uh, okay, so we want to insert. Okay, so we're gonna build an alias. This alias is gonna be, I'm gonna call it full update. You can call it whatever you want. I'm gonna leave it in the GitHub repo, and you can just copy it and paste it in your bash RC wherever you want. Full alias full update equals, and we're gonna put it inside single quotes. We're gonna pull the full commands that we want. So I'm gonna put sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade dash y and sudo apt auto clean dash y and sudo apt auto. Okay. And I also want to create a variable, simple variable to use in my bash as a shortcut to my PC. So pretty much I'm going to do export PC. You can call it however you want, but if I ever want to access my PC files, I'm just going to call it PC. It's equal to. So, so you're going to start with slash mnt for your mounts, C, and then I'm going to do users to find your user, and then you're gonna look for your username. So minus this, and then you just end it with slash. Okay, so if you're editing this in BIM, you're gonna type escape WQ. If you got trouble, let me show you in VS Code how you would do that. So you would go to VS Code. Uh, you're gonna, so here you want to install something. This would be, so this would be WSL. Microsoft provides an extension for this. Now, what you want to do is click over here, and you want to connect to WSL. Okay, it's taking a while. So you want to, so let's open a folder. So let's go to File, Open Folder, or you can just click Control K and then O while you still hold Control. If you want to open a Linux directory, you would just do Home and wherever you want. But if you want to open the Windows directory, remember mnt slash c, and it would start guiding. So C user, okay, and so on. But if you want to edit the bash RC here, it's gonna be home, your username, and here we go. Okay, yes, I trust the authors. So we have here bash RC. As you see this huge ass configuration file. You can change whatever you want. You can remove everything that Windows has created by default. And over here, you would just pretty much add the lines that you need and just pretty much save the file. Uh, Over here, you can have autosave. Uh, yeah, VS Code you can add the autosave option. Now extensions that might be useful here include the C. It would be the C extension pack, as well as the WSL. Uh, Alrighty. So this is what I have for you right now. If you have any questions, please let me know.